Gonna do it.
You put the shrimp key in?
Yeah.
Go back. Oh, it's there. It's there. Go back.
Right here?
Mm-hmm.
Are we live?
Yes.
Even on Instagram?
Click go live.
I did.
How's it going? Hey, guys. Oh, my God. I feel like an old person right now.
Bro, like you... All right, friends. Like, I don't know. Say something if you hear.
There's nobody there yet.
Mm.
There's one person.
Hey,
Hi, one person.
Why are these things here? Oh,
They've always been there.
No, right, not really. See, I know what I'm talking about. Thank you. All right. Hey, guys. Hello. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. If you are here, get your friends to come on and join us. It would be very appreciative. We would be very appreciative. We have a really good topic that we're going to be talking about tonight. It's pretty heavy on our hearts. And so that's why we are here to discuss it. We've talked about it before, but seems like it's something that needs to be spoken about again, but from a different vantage point. So we're going to ask that you share the live with at least 5 people to get in on this conversation. If you see us in our heads down, that's exactly what we're doing. We're sharing. So please share as much as you can. Yeah.
All right.
In the meantime, how y'all doing out there? How's your day? How was your day? Happy March.
Oh, wow.
We are in the month of March.
For Women History Month too.
Already. Yeah, it kind of crept up on us actually. But yeah. But we're excited about this month. We're excited about a couple of announcements that we have coming up that we can't wait to share with you guys soon. But you gotta stay blushed. You gotta stay connected to find out exactly what it is that we are going to be getting into this year. It's going to be a good one. Hey, Ruthlyn, thanks for joining. Good to have you. A couple of weeks ago, we had a really pretty dope conversation, and we want to thank you guys for always sharing your stance on things, because we don't claim to know it all, but we do love to share what we do know. And so thank you once again for sharing your heart behind some of the things that we bring up to the table. And Ruthlyn, we want to especially thank you for your input a couple of weeks ago. We know
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. We know it may not have been popular, but it's your stance, and that's what matters, right? We don't all think the same way or handle things the same way. So thank you so much for your input, Ruthlyn. Yes. So we're gonna get right into our conversation tonight, and we hope that as you are joining, that you are thinking of someone that you think would find this information or this live beneficial, and that you share it with them. Okay. What did you say once again?
My typical one. Capital I.
Okay. Exclamation point?
Yes.
All right, guys. So I was on the chopping block. You were not. It's just people had different viewpoints in you, right? You were not on the chopping block. It was just. Not everybody thinks that way. And I really appreciate that point of view, because there are people that probably were afraid to share, that they actually had those same sentiments. So Thank you for being so brave. Yeah. So, guys, tonight, as you can see, the topic, it says, are you ready for love or just tired of being alone? Why this conversation? What's going on? Why can't I open certain things on my computer? Okay, there we go. Yeah. So why this conversation, right? Why do people stay? And the subtitle is like, why do people stay in relationships that they know are not right? Now, tonight we're talking about this because,
of course, sis, I had your back.
Right. Hey, Rose, thanks for being here. Tonight, like I said, we're talking about this because a lot of people struggle with this. And they're kind of rushing into things without thinking about the impact that it'll have on them later on, right? So we're encountering a lot of people who are feeling stuck, who are settling for whatever comes their way because of desperation. Now, desperation will have you out here doing some crazy things. It will have you out here doing some really like, are you thinking type of things, right? Where people will be thinking that about you, right? And it makes me feel like, okay, or make me think like, I know relationships are beautiful. I know relationships are impactful, but what is it about a relationship that will cause you to throw out every standard you've ever built for yourself, right? To the point where you'll settle and act like anything goes now because of loneliness, right? People are doing things out of
wanting to get booed up,
out of just wanting a touch. I remember watching a reel of this woman. She was just literally like crying out and saying, I just want somebody to touch me. It wasn't funny though. She was really crying. She was like, I'm tired of this. I just need a touch. I just need somebody. You did not just say that.
In a not in a physical
way. You did not
way.
just say that. No, we do not condone touching yourself either. But there are people that will go into relationships because, right? Because they don't see any other hope. So the loss of hope will put people in desperate positions that will do desperate things. And we want to talk about it tonight because honestly, you guys know we're in relationships. We have encounters with a lot of people who will come and ask us advice, who will ask us questions about certain things. And a lot of times the overarching question or the overarching topic lends to this, where people are entering into things prematurely and then they're feeling stuck right? Because they're now staying in things because they feel like, first of all, I've been in it too long, or who else is going to want me? Who else is going to want me? How about Jesus? Jesus will always want you. I've lowered my standard to be in a relationship in the past because I did not know. Sorry.
Oh,
thank you.
Yeah.
I lowered my standard to be in a relationship in the past because I did not know how to be alone. I did not know how to be alone. And guess what? That's something that a lot of people struggle with. Like, if you are someone that has always been in a relationship and now you find yourself in a place where you have no one, it's like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? Like, I'm supposed to be in something. So, okay, the next person that comes along that finds me cute, I'll just settle for him or I'll just settle for her. Rose says, I'll touch myself. Go to Rose's comment. She said, I'll touch myself before I let the next wrong Negro touch me. I mean, I don't even know what to say to that. And I can't even say I'm mad at that because But no, we don't condone no touching selves. But
figuratively speaking,
yeah,
bro.
like we need you to know that you are worth more than just someone who brings nothing to the table or someone who brings everything against your standards to the table, against your values to the table. And that's the conversation that we want to have tonight. So those of you who have just joined, please, 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 if you could just share, we usually ask you to share with 5 people, but if you could just share with one person, that'll just double up what we got right now, because we feel that this conversation is very, very important. And we want to eliminate as many people from making the same mistakes that we've heard other people make. Right? Experience doesn't always have to be the best teacher. You can learn from somebody else's experience, and that is our hope for tonight. Hey, Imported Cocoa from IG, thank you for joining us. All right, guys. So someone already answered this question before I even asked it, right? Have you ever stayed in a relationship longer than you should have? Have you ever stayed in, well, Rose, we already know that, right? Like, if you guys know Rose is in the comments, she was on our show about 3 weeks ago where she shared her experience being in a manipulative relationship. So yeah, we know that you have stayed in a relationship longer than you should have, but we want to know anybody else. Be honest. Have you ever stayed in a relationship longer than you should have? Let's see what she says here.
Yeah, we are on YouTube, Wilson. Same Love Talks with the Garçon. You can follow us there. Okay, follow us on YouTube. Yes.
Yes. Can we go back to Ruthan's comment?
Yes, ma'am. Which one?
Go up. She said, I'm alone now, and I'm so happy now because there's nothing wrong with being alone, but it took me time. Took me a whole to
learn this. It took me a long time to learn this.
Sorry.
Basically, that's essentially.
And I want to know. I'm not putting you on a chopping block, but like, are you content with being alone, Ruthlin, or are you open to love again? Right. Thank you for sharing that. But I want to know like what your view is on love, even after being in a relationship before. Let's take a moment to acknowledge how cute my cousin is. Love it. Oh, thank you. You like my t-shirt? My cup of noodles t-shirt.
That's not what this is about.
Let me see these shirts y'all have on. I have the Maruchan instant lunch noodle shirt.
That's a message. You know that, right?
What?
That's your instant lunch. It's not just a shirt.
Ooh.
You're calling yourself lunch.
Are you calling me lunch?
I'll call you dessert.
Some people are scared. Can you put that on?
Yeah.
Some people.
Thank you, Pafu.
Mm-hmm. Her name is Steph.
All of 3 weeks ago, Rose was calling her Fafu. So please stop.
Hey, Shamika Official. Thanks for being here. Yes, girl. Alone isn't lonely. I love that. Some people are scared of being alone because they don't like themselves. That's a good point. Because when you have to face yourself in the mirror. And a lot of people, they don't want to be alone for that long where they have to face themselves in the mirror. So I really, really appreciate that comment. And I feel like a lot of people have that fear, that mindset. Mm-hmm. Yes. Right. Right. So people have stayed in relationships longer than they should have. So now we have this idea, right? Because remember, we're going back to the topic. Are you ready for love, or are you just tired of being alone? There's this idea of loneliness versus readiness.
Yeah. But before we get into that, I'm trying to think of people who get together with people, period. Not just necessarily relationship or just casual dating. Is that what we're talking about? Because casual dating is also a way for people to
get to know
people. But then I guess the issue is when you get to know that individual, you realize that ain't it, but you still stay.
But honestly, babe, there's some people that don't need to be getting to know anybody but themselves. Because you don't even know what you want. You don't even know who you are, but you out here trying to get to know other people. Like, let's be real here. We're in 2026. Dating, like, there's no reason why anyone should be entering the dating realm without knowing exactly what they are, who they are, without knowing what they want, right? Without having like some type of future in mind, because like everything leads to relationships these days.
Right.
So entering into relationships prematurely is your fault. Do you agree?
It's the heart's fault.
It's the heart's fault. And we're going to get to that as well.
Because I think what happened a lot of time is people are so goo gaga over things, and that's all emotions. And we tend to leave the brain out. You need to have your brain also involved in these processes.
We're going to get there.
Right? Yep. So it is super, super important.
I love that.
So the question
let's
was,
see some of the comments.
Yeah.
Like,
can we be both? That's referring to the question that was asked.
Can we be lonely and ready?
Well, because then that's Daniel. Hey, Miss Shepherd, my former coworker.
Oh.
Because she said, I can be tired of being alone, but still not willing to compromise. So it's going back to the question that she was talking about, because Rose also said, I think I'm a little bit of both, right? And so that's some of the things that you want to think about, right? So yeah,
I like that. I know we did ask within a question about, if she's ready for love. She said, I'm not looking for anything right now, but if love should come again, I will make sure to take my time. Love that. Taking your time. And I think that's what this conversation is really going to be about tonight. Because when you're ready for something, you've counted the cost. Like, you've done the work, right? You've healed, right? You didn't just pick the next thing in the shopping cart because, right? And just like make a decision out of desperation. And that's what we want to talk against, because like I said, we are not, I won't say we're tired, because that's what we do.
You are. It's like so passionate today.
Like, I won't say it's like I don't want to offend people that have come to us and talked about this, right? We're not tired. Yeah, we are. Like, it's like there's a pattern.
Right.
There's a pattern of people just operating out of desperation and loneliness, causing them to go through heartbreak, to go through unnecessary pain, because they did not ready themselves enough before entering into something prematurely. Okay. So that's what the conversation is about. Someone said from IG in Puerto Coco, there's a lot of work to be done all around. And yes, in 2026, we've been fed the Cinderella version of love, and that's happily ever after with no prep. Now some mothers did well with their kids, right? She also said, because the one person I'm not walking away is myself. One can't have a successful relationship if one doesn't know, doesn't love, and doesn't respect the self. Mm-hmm. When I tell you, you are the most important person in your relationship, yes, of course, you have to think of the other person. And when you get into marriage, you have to become selfless, where the other person's needs are there before yours. But if you do not take care of self, if you do not love self, if you do not hold self to high regard, who else will? And you cannot be your best self for your person if you don't take care of self.
Right.
And that's why I say self is so important.
Don't walk away from yourself ever again, because you know what it is. Oftentimes, what tends to happen when we are jumping into this relationship just to be in it, we are blinded. That's how a lot of time. If you think about what we've been talking about for the past 2 weeks before, except for last being manipulated, is because of a mindset, right? It comes from a particular mindset that blinds you from what you should be seeing. right? And was talking about how we're going to get into that just a little bit in terms of the brain versus the heart. And so it's super imperative that we are using both. You have to be vigilant and alert. I'm not saying to be in a space where you're jaded about everything, but you have to be a little bit jaded about everything because people are gonna people. Humans are gonna human, right? And you don't know what people like. I'm very big on intention. Why do you want to be in my life? I don't think it's a great way to see to go in life because you lose and you miss a lot of great opportunities and connection.
And you can't ask that question that way if you're like dating, because like
in my head I'll be thinking it.
Because I'd be like, hold on, what? You don't want me?
Because, even in friendship, I think there was a recent situation where, how do I say it and not be offensive? Where somebody was asking, I say because it's in my head, it's not the person. Somebody was asking Ann about wanting to be close to me because they're close to Ann and they want to be my friend as well. My first thing in my head, I'm weird, guys. My first thing in my head is like, why? Why do you need or want to be close to me? Why do you care about what I think about you? Because this friendship is between y'all.
But we're one.
This friendship is between y'all, you and Ann. So why do I need? Thank you. Right? They don't need to be my friend. So it's like I went in my head like, okay, why? Because I'm guarded, right? Yeah. So oftentimes in relationships.
But wait, what caused you to be so guarded? Like, what happened?
It's self-preservation. I don't think I need to be psychoanalyzed because I haven't been burned in relationships or anything like that. But I think that's just how I am wired to be, and it's a protective shell that has helped me to be how I am today. You ain't gonna sneak up on me. Not many things gonna sneak up on me because I always think of different See, I always think of all scenarios. I think of various scenarios before it even happens, so I'm prepared for it. Then I find a way to prevent it, right? Yeah. So connecting it to the conversation, are you ready for love or just tired of being alone? You need to be aware if you're just tired of being alone before you get into love.
Yeah.
Right? What is my purpose right now of being with this person?
Right. Yeah. Can I read Shamika's comment from Instagram? She says, sometimes there's an added pressure from society about where women should be in their life at a certain age. That's where desperation comes in and rushing the process, fear of being judged. Can any of the ladies clock that? I mean, yeah, it's sad. I hate.
Do you think that still exists?
The pressure.
Do you think that still exists today?
Yes. I hate the pressure that society puts on women. You know what I'm saying? Like the man can be. I feel like men are not given that same pressure because they're men. You know what I'm saying? But like after a certain, especially with women who are of a certain age and who don't have any kids yet. Like, why don't you have any kids yet? What? Can I get into a relationship first? Can I, you know what I'm saying? Like, can I get married first? Like, I think there is a certain level of, and then if you are single, then people have the question, like, what's wrong with her? Why does something have to be wrong with me? What's wrong with him? How about that? That's the true question.
Rose,
what's wrong with him?
Yeah. I know your mom is here. How do we tell? How can we tell? Madam Felix Lawi, and I don't know where.
See, my auntie's here. Can we go back to Isaiah? I think it was.
Yeah,
Francois. Okay, he said.
My boy wrote an essay. Let's go.
You know me?
According to me, living alone is not good. It's true that the Bible says it's good for a person to be alone than with someone, something like that. But for me, sometimes when I come home from work, I feel bored and empty. I even feel like I would rather stay at work. I often wish there was someone at home waiting for me, someone to take my work bag and ask me how my day went. Being alone at home doesn't feel good to me.
Bro, that is real.
That's real transparent, bro.
That is so real fun. So I thank you for sharing that. That's next level transparency. And I think a lot of people have that.
But even God knows it. Because the passage you're talking about is in the Bible, right? Because God God is the one that noticed that Adam was lonely.
Yeah.
Because he's the one that says it's not good for men to be alone, right? Because everybody, all the animals had someone that looked like them. They had a partner. And Adam had nobody. So God says it's not good for men to be alone. So what you're expressing, bro, God also understands it, right? But let me tell you this, Francois. Even in that particular case, you got to be ready and you got to choose right.
You got to choose right.
Right?
I think that's the message for the night. Say that again, babe.
You got to choose right.
You've got to choose
you might
right.
find that person, if they're not the right person for you, if there's some character flaws, if there's certain things they bring to the table that is not good, all the things that you're asking for, you won't get because the compatibility wasn't there. There's a lot of different things that wasn't there. So you have the partner, but they're the partner from hell.
Whew.
Right? And so we might be ready to love. We don't want to be alone. We want that person to grab your bag when you walk into the door, but you got to make sure you're choosing the right person that's going to be that for you in your life. So it's super, super super important.
Right. Because like Rose said, you can come home to someone and still feel alone when you come home.
Oh, she's here. That's
she's just watching.
That's just watching. Hi, Auntie.
Hi, Auntie.
Welcome to our show. Welcome to our show.
Right. Because the wrong person.
Because they have the same names. I'm confused.
Yeah. Because the wrong person will have you taking an express chain to extinction.
Yeah,
you don't even know yourself anymore, right? You become someone you can't even recognize in the mirror. So
let me go back to Isaiah's comment one more time. It pretty much encapsulates what we're talking about because of that desire. The desire is so strong that we can potentially choose the wrong person just to fulfill that desire. Right? You don't want to get in a desire relationship. Yeah. You want to be in a compatible relationship. Yeah. You want to be in a loving relationship. You want to be in a healthy relationship. Yeah. And not just a desire to be with someone or a desire not to be alone.
Because people will often date, right, to fill in a void. I don't have anybody to come home to, or I don't have anybody to call and boo love on the phone at night. And so that will cause them to be like, okay, let me just search, let me find somebody that will fill that void for me. And they do it blindly, or they do it, they don't do it carefully enough. And they end up in something that those of you said that puts someone in an express train to extinction, right? But loneliness, what it does, it makes us overlook the red flags. It makes us see the red flags, and we talked about this in the live before. It makes us see the red flags as orange, like they're not so bad. Burgundy, it's not that bad. I mean, at least he said, "God bless you" when I sneeze. Like, it says he's not saved. Okay, everybody says, "God bless you."
He said,
really? Like, at least he said he'll come to church with me on Sunday. Nah, come on. Like, loneliness makes us overlook the red flags, right? And so the emotional perspective, this is where I wanted to talk about, like the emotional perspective versus the practical perspective, right? As far as emotions are concerned, like feelings aren't always facts. We cannot bank every decision on a feeling. If we go based on what we feel, our feelings can fail us at times. Even the Bible says, don't trust your heart.
Yo, Ron said something that's really dope on IG. It says it's like you're going food shopping when you're hungry.
Because you'll get anything. That is so good.
And you got the pork rinds. Since when do you eat pork rinds?
That is so good. Yeah. Right. So like even the Bible says, bro, sis, don't even trust your heart. Like the heart is deceitful. Like it'll cause you to do things. Like we can't always operate from heart. That's why God placed me and this man together. When I tell you I operate from heart, he operates from head.
Hey, yo. Nah.
Wait.
Nah.
Wait.
Yo.
You know what I meant.
Yo.
But listen, like
I'm disturbed now. The spirit is disturbed.
I do things from my heart. He really is very logical, right?
Yeah,
And
I'm
so
very analytical.
right, and analytical, and he'll pay attention. So this is where the practical perspective comes in. You gotta be logical.
Thank you, Rose. Bye.
I cannot. Low pause. I cannot, because you have to pay attention not only to the signs that this person is showing you, but also to what your body is telling you. What signs are your body telling you? What signs are your mind telling you? What sign is your mind telling you? Right? We have a conscious for a reason.
Jimmy Beans, what's up, bro?
Jimmy,
come on time, bro.
If something feels off, y'all, chances are something is off. Everybody's saying pause. She said, Marie said, and stop giving Irvin these moments. His mind is different. I gotta remember.
Is that you said you disagree with something? Feel free to let us know what you disagree with, because it's a lot of things being said right now, so I'm not really sure. But I want to answer the question that Shamika is asking on Instagram. She says, so do you believe that someone should be comfortable being alone before entering a relationship?
Say that again.
Do you believe that someone should be comfortable being alone before entering a relationship? I don't think that's what we are saying. For me, I'm saying don't enter a relationship because you are alone. Be ready to enter a relationship and make sure you're picking the right person.
Yeah.
Right. Don't let your judgment be clouded because of the loneliness. Right. Because not to repeat myself, because of that desire to be with someone, you end up just choosing anything to avoid the loneliness, right?
I like that question, because there's you guys. I watched Pop the Balloon or Find Love, and there's this question that one of the guys asked the girl. He says, "Do you want a man or do you need a man?" And she said, "I don't need a man. I want one." And he didn't like that response. He said, because I want to be needed.
That's good. It could be both. I mean, you need me to shovel the snow because you act like you can't do that.
I don't need you to do that. I can if I wanted to. I just don't want to do that.
Okay.
Right?
Remember that. Put that in the memory bank.
I mean, come on. Anybody can pick up a shovel of snow and shovel of snow, but I don't want to do that. So it's like, and that's the thing. Some people stay. Some people will stay in a relationship longer than they need to, or they should, because they want to be needed. They like the feeling of being needed, right? And I don't take that from men. You know what I'm saying? Like Rose just shared. I mean, Fafu just shared. Men want to be needed. Like, and babe, I'll say this: I need you. Like, I don't see my life without you. Like, bro.
Look at Jimmy trying to be funny. He's trying to write an accent.
Oh, God.
So now you got me started. This is not you trying to be funny, trying to make fun of my accent. That's how you really write. All right? That's how you really write, Jimmy.
So, babe, like, let's stick to the topic. like I can say, like, I do need you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like having you has made life so much easier for me. So I don't want anyone to feel like a relationship is just an accessory.
I like this comment that Rose just made, though. The men that thrives on being needed is kind of scary. I could see the point that you're trying to make, because if you're thriving off of that, of being needed, that's a problem. That's a problem, because I've seen that more in the context of you wanting to be big-headed. You want to be bigged up. I'm making up this word. You're right. And that's something that you get off of.
And honestly,
and these are the same people that would control that person. The way that Rose is describing the individual, that person is that person that wants to be manipulative and wants to control the person, because I want to be needed. I'm taking you away from everything that you know, so you can only and solely depend on me. And so you have no choice but to stick around.
So and when you think about it, though, babe. I don't think anyone needs anyone. I think okay.
I
But
think
wait,
the word
the word need is like it sounds desperate, right? Like because all I need is Jesus. Like if you really think about it, right? All we really need is Jesus. Like yes, we don't grow in isolation. We do need people. Like no man is an island. So we do need community.
Right.
We do need each other, right? But
because that's what I was gonna say. I just didn't want to sound sacrilegious.
Yeah.
We don't just need Jesus.
Yeah, we do need people. I know, I get it.
People, yeah.
But at the same time, when like I can say to you comfortably and safely, babe, I need you because I know you're not going to use that need against me.
Yeah.
But someone if you're in a manipulative relationship and you tell somebody that you need them, they will show you that you need them. And they will create moments to show you that you can't be without them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to guard your heart even in that, even in expressing if you need someone, you know, men. Yes. Thank you, Wilson. Men want to be appreciated. There's a difference between being appreciated and being needed.
Yeah. And Jimmy, you're right. It's reciprocal. It's reciprocal. The need is reciprocal, right? Because there's certain areas not having you in my life will make life more difficult and vice versa, right? So we do, even in a relationship, we do need that. So sometimes to extended grace, sometimes people, it's not just a matter of being alone, is they're looking for that reciprocal thing from another person. Right. It doesn't mean that you should not be able to stand on your own and be fulfilled in yourself, right? Because if that is not the case, if you're not fulfilling yourself, you're not able to stand on your own. That insecurity, that void, a man or a person won't be able necessarily to fill it. They're just here to be complimentary, right? Okay. They're just here to be complimentary. Right. Yes, you need Jesus first, Auntie.
Right. You need Jesus first and then everybody else, because having those people first and then not having Jesus is like, you really ain't got it.
Speaking of Jesus, I can give you an example, even from that perspective, why we need each other. God is powerful. Jesus is powerful. He could have done the mission on his own. Yeah. But he still chose 12 people. Yeah. Right? He still chose 12 people to be by him to help him do the work that is being called to do. Did he really need the disciples? No. Yeah. But he was with them, and they were an encouragement to him in his ministry and what it is that has been placed down here on earth to do. Yeah. Right? So, but again, these are still not ground for us to just rush into relationship, right? Yeah. But can you still have those voids and still be in love? Even though you are in a relationship for the wrong reason, but you're still in love with that person. Is that possible?
Say that one more time.
Okay, I am in a relationship with you because I am lonely. Mm-hmm. It's not the right relationship. You're not the right person. Can I still be in love with you, even though that's the case?
I think people misconstrue what love really is. Like you can be in full lust with someone thinking it's love. You can be in full desperation with someone and call it love. So like I feel like we have to really think about what is love. Like if everything that person is not what lines up in 1 Corinthians like 14:7, right? 7, right? That, bro, it's infatuation, right? It's not really love. And
the love chapter, is it?
The love chapter 13. I didn't have to say that. Yeah. People misconstrue that and like they just throw that word out like it's anything. But there's a lot of people who feel like they're in love that are not in love. I like that, Jimmy. Some people are just trauma bonding.
Wow. And Wilson's comment here too. Very possible to the question, can you still love the person? They're the wrong person for you. You're there because you don't want to be alone. It's very possible you just won't be happy. So you might still be in love and not be happy. That is crazy to be in love with somebody.
Can you actually be in love and not be happy?
Is it really love? I think it's go back to your question.
Is it really love? Because like God is love. God makes me happy. I don't know. I feel like, and I don't want to make it sound over spiritual, but we got to be honest. Like, is it love if you're not happy? And I know that relationships aren't meant to make you happy. It's Jesus, right? Jesus makes me happy. But if we're supposed to be growing in community and Jesus put you with someone and the majority of the time that you're not happy, is that really love?
Important Coco said, she said she think yes. I think that's going back to the question of, can you still love the person when you're not happy? So she said she think yes. Wilson say what is the definition of love? So it's kind of low. It's kind of like a loaded question, and there is some ground for subjectivity there. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, that remains to be seen.
Love is patient. Love is kind.
Love is blind.
Love is blind. Love does not envy, right? Love does not boast. That's everything in the love chapter. Like, why we go into a dictionary when Jesus lays it out in a word? Like, that is love. If your person is not patient, if your person is not kind, if your person is boasting, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Envious, that's not love. But everything, the opposite of that is love. So there's certain things, like when we kind of line it up with scripture, we can't call it love.
Yeah.
What are we doing, right?
Yeah. I think the question I would ask is this, and I'm going to hope that it makes sense, because Important Coco said, folks fall in love all the time with the wrong person and not their person. Okay, so
let him finish it. Maybe that's why it doesn't work between them. One day, love yourself and learn to not. Oh, I say love yourself and not depend on others wholly.
Right. So to love someone is there's certain things that they bring to your life, for lack of better terms. There's certain things that you love about them. There's certain characteristics that they might have, right? Let's even go down to the physical. There's certain ways that they might look, right? But if you are unhappy with a lot of the things that they bring to the table, how can you really love them?
Right.
I think that's the part that's a little bit confusing to me.
Right.
Or did they start off a certain way and the love that you're still feeling right now is what you missed versus what you're receiving from that person? Right? Because at the end of the day, love is a noun, but it's also an action word.
Yeah.
Right? So when you love someone, there is action that is involved with it. Not actions you're giving to the person, but action that you're receiving from that person. Yeah. When Ann look at me and be like, babe, I love you, it's because probably it's something that she's remembered that I did, or that I did in the moment, or that I've done in the past. Because you are thinking back like, oh, this person is really holding me down. This person.
What do you think when you say you love me to me? What do you think about me?
I'm not going to give examples right now. It's not about you. It's not about that right now.
Why can't it be about me?
Because it's not. We're talking to the people.
I'm sorry, I forgot I was here.
We are helping people here. Right?
But even Wilson said in the movie, Why Did I Get Married? The big girl was in love with her husband, but she wasn't happy. That's what we're saying. How do we know it was love, right?
No. Check this out, though. I don't even think she realized she wasn't happy because she settled. She's not to be offensive. First of all, she's a big girl. So she probably settled for this man thinking this is it for me, or this is all I can have.
Wow. Right. Because then she came to herself. She found somebody and she was like, oh, and she experienced something real and was like, hold up.
So did she really love him, or was it being back to the title?
Lonely, desperation.
And this is not no right or wrong answer. This is for conversations, right? And so and so that's a really great point. It's a great example. He was treating her like trash. Yeah. But it took her coming to herself, her friends telling her.
Come on, prodigal daughter.
Her friends telling her the truth for her to realize, this ain't it. This ain't it, because I cannot love this because this is treating me like trash.
Right. Right.
I feel like all Tyler Perry movies.
Oh Lord, let's not even go down that lane. But anyway, so like people are like rushing into intimacy. You're rushing. You're ignoring compatibility, right? Compatibility, and I wanted to look up that word compatibility because we use it a lot, but I don't feel like people have a true definition. It's not necessarily just being or thinking alike. Compatibility is not thinking alike. Like, it's being able to exist and occur, like be at the same, be together. It's being able to be together without problems or conflict. And not saying with none, but like if the majority of your relationship is like this, y'all, I mean, it's not working. Like, there's something to pay attention to. There's something to pay attention to. And another thing, people just don't like being single. Some people just don't like being single. They don't like the negative connotation that goes along with it. And I don't know why they're negative connotation.
Is it the same thing for men and women? I know Isaiah was talking about earlier about wanting to come home to someone grabbing his bag, et cetera, et cetera. But is it that desire of not wanting to be alone? You think it's equal for both men and women?
I think it's more so for women than men, because women actually want to settle down. Some men are comfortable with like dating around, like being with her one day and finding somebody else 2 weeks later. But women are more in the vein of settling down. And when you can't find that, like, of course you feel some type of way. And we do not want to discredit the feelings that you get when you are single, right? Because like we said, loneliness will cause us to do, like it's not a good feeling to feel lonely. But I think there should be some type of contentment in being by yourself until you meet the person that's worth your time. How about that? There's some people we're giving our time to that is not worth our time.
Yeah.
And we're wasting time because we're giving our time to people that don't deserve it. Yeah. Let's read some of these comments.
Wait, we're gonna come by imported cocoa. I think Sheila loved them. It started out great and went downhill. We're going back to When I Get Married. To that, Wilson said she definitely loved them. She was willing to drive 16 hours in the snow.
She was desperate. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, is it love, right? So
the man made you drive while he took a first class flight with the side chick.
You're blinded, like you're doing things like, and it is whatever.
That's crazy.
If you get what did Rose say? If you get married, this is Monty. If you get married, you're not happy, put your knees down and pray to God. He will help you be okay, baby. I mean, yes, because like God can do anything. You know what I'm saying? We have seen God turn marriages around, turn relationships around, because people were willing to do the work.
From that, that's what I was going to say. From that perspective, now
when people are willing to do the work, anything is possible.
So there are two Rose Felix that's here, guys. One Rose Felix is Rose, our cousin. The other Rose Felix is her mama, also named Rose Felix. So that's who made the comment. I think what Auntie said is it's a cultural thing. So now that's going to open up a whole other can of worms.
Let's not go too deep into it.
I won't go too deep into it, but there's that part too. The previous generation before us, they did a lot of that. Or they do a lot of that now. Unhappy in relationship, unhappy in marriages, but because of biblical, dare I say, misguided interpretation of scripture. Not say you leave your relationship or your marriage, but we settle for it to be what it is.
Yeah. And that's why I said in 2026, we can't do that.
All the while you're suffering inside, but because the Bible says there's no confrontation that takes place, especially in the more patriarchal relationship, right? Kudos to you, our generation, if you are raised in a situation that is not as patriarchal, as settling as the older generation was. We've seen some very loving relationships. Her parents was like really loving relationship.
Called freaking frack.
He just don't talk much. but not to generalize, but I think that's the other thing too. The generational example of what relationship is what's supposed to happen. You just get with somebody because you're supposed to get with somebody.
Yeah.
You stay with somebody because you're supposed to stay with somebody. So all of those messaging also is we have to be very mindful of them. So Auntie is right in saying praying to God to help things be okay, but it's not just praying to God.
Next step.
It's not just pray to God that I am happy, I settle for this, but praying to God for that person to change.
Yeah.
There has to be change, and that person must be willing.
And then even finding someone to speak to about it, not just letting it happen and just, accepting. Because sometimes, it like somebody said, you just suffer,
right?
And we don't believe in that either. So, what is Kitiwe 5?
Kitiwe 5. She said, society stigmatizes single women, glorifies the bachelor lifestyle. However, single women actually thrive and have a longer life expectancy.
Let's go, ladies. We live longer.
Yeah.
We living out here.
Because you suck our energy. You suck up our energy.
Beautiful. Build your inner foundation.
Yeah. Sweetness 82. Hello. Thank you for everybody that's here tonight.
Yeah.
Guys, follow us. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button.
Yeah.
Or you're following us wherever you are. We appreciate your presence tonight.
Beautiful. So this is what I want to also add to the conversation. Now, when you are single doesn't mean lonely. That they're not. Yes. They don't mean the same thing.
Right.
You can be single
and still be happy
and still be fulfilled. Right. And then having that relationship eventually can just add to that. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily fill a void. Mm-hmm. Right. Jesus will fill the voids that, like, there are certain voids. I'm married, y'all. Irvin doesn't fill every void that I have.
Hey, yo.
He can't. There are certain things that he doesn't have the capacity for. Right. Mm-hmm. He wasn't built for that. Right. And only God can do that. And so a lot of people, when they are single, because they go through this feeling, they start to tell themselves, man, nobody wants me. I must not be good enough. They start to now tell themselves things that will cause them to hurt themselves, to hurt their own psyche, to hurt their own mental health, to hurt their own self-esteem, right? And causes them to now have like this emotional baggage, even if you're not in a relationship. And so when you enter into a relationship, you enter with these thoughts and these feelings, thinking that you're not good enough. So now you'll settle even in the relationship. And so we want to talk about like this idea of healing that needs to take place before you enter into a relationship. Healing from probably past relationships, and also healing from your own damage that you've done to yourself, right? Because the trauma that you experience, if you bring it into a relationship, which a lot of people do, that's what causes a lot of conflict. That's what causes a lot of even just kind of breaking down of oneself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to heal from the trauma. And so we were watching this conversation the other day about healing and why healing matters before committing to a relationship. When you're not healed, you have an unnatural response to something natural. When you have not healed from something, thank you, Rose, you're always triggered. You have an unnatural response to something natural. So let's say Irvin's has a cut on his arm right here. If I touch it, that's an unnatural response. I just touched him. I didn't hit him. I didn't punch him. I just touched him. But because something here is not healed, he had an unnatural response. And so you go into this frenzy. So let's say you're in a relationship with someone and you ask them hey, so where were you today? Yeah. Why didn't you call me today? And the person just started, what are you talking about? Why I gotta call you all the time? What? I literally asked you a natural question and you just had this Crazy response, bro. Something is not healed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that gives you an idea of, okay, maybe I need to pay attention to this area. There's something here. There's an underlying factor, an underlying something that's causing me to respond in this way. Yeah. I must not be healed here. And so when you find yourself there, that's a good indication that some work needs to be done.
And this brings up another conversation too. When you are seeking a relationship, especially if you are bringing some traumatic experiences, is your partner psychologically aware enough to understand how trauma impacts people? To understand that you are bringing this experience, that when you do touch my cut and I react the way I reacted, you're able to understand it's not just me touching the cut. It's the fact that the cut hasn't been healed. And then you don't get defensive. You don't get hurt. You're not in your feelings. Right. And I think even then, that's a process of becoming one, because that can also be exhausting. If you're bringing trauma and baggage in your relationship, that could be super exhausting to the person you're with, because they're not the cause of the trauma.
They're not the cause of the trauma, but they get the backlash.
They get the backlash of it. And as much as they want to be understanding, how sustaining could that be? How, you know what I'm saying? How long can they sustain and maintain that for? Right? I have a friend of mine, we worked, coworkers, we worked together. And when somebody say they're a type A personality, I don't know if you ever met a type A person. Sometimes I feel like type A people really are coming from a place of trauma, because they're so, everything is like, there's a certain order to everything, and you come across super aggressive sometimes, and you don't mean to be, right? And then she was telling me, you know, how that relationship ended. In my head, I didn't want to say nothing. I'm like, okay, I work with you. I think I know why he left you. Right? I know why you guys are no longer together, because he couldn't handle you.
Okay, but is it their fault?
Wait, exactly. It couldn't handle you because you are bringing so much experiences that has been unaddressed. And now this person got to be your therapist. And they don't have the capability or capacity to be able to be that, because I don't want to say emotional intelligence, but their psychological awareness isn't where it needs to be, nor do they know how to address it, because their experience is different than you.
Yeah.
So, right. And so it's loaded, because Joelle, she said, Joelle, she said, marriage magnifies brokenness. It magnifies your brokenness. And
I can see every broken part of you, bro. I see it all, and I still choose you. I just fixed it, y'all.
The baggage gets heavy. It gets too heavy. And then they have to try to carry it with you, and they don't know how to help, right? Because even like when Anne went through her postpartum, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I was being very patient, but I did not know what to do. So imagine, especially depending on the trauma, that this person is bringing to the table. If you don't know what to do and how to if you're choosing someone who does not have the psychological awareness and or emotional intelligence to be supportive of you with what you're bringing, then that could be a situation where maybe you should have just stayed alone.
Yeah.
To address what real quick, what's up, Anderson? My guy said earlier, we bypassed this already, but I think it's very important that we do not generalize. No, that's not Anderson. Yeah. Gender need for relationship. We spoke about that a little bit earlier. He was saying that he doesn't agree with it, because men dictates need for relationship. We've socialized men to be one way and women to be another, but it's time we redefine things, right? You have some guys who are eager for a relationship. Not to bypass it, Brody, but I just want to acknowledge it, and we talked a little bit about it extensively.
Thanks for sharing that.
You're right. We have to be very mindful about our generalization.
Oh, somebody said, Shama said, can this please be a series?
Man, they're trying to make us work.
I like that idea, though. But you know why? Because this is the majority of people that are entering to relationships. This is the reason.
Wait. Look at this comment. I don't want nobody's load. Let's make our own baggage. Why are you trying to make baggage, though?
Oh, together? But what could be in the baggage? It could be good things. It could be happy
baggage
things.
does not have a positive connotation. But I do get what Jimmy is saying.
I like
though.
it. Thank you, Auntie. Love you so much. He said good night.
Auntie.
Was mine.
Was my
He said, no, I don't want no bag. First time I want no baggage. My back hurts. Baggage is not a weakness. Natalie says, baggage is not a weakness.
Hey, Nat.
It's sealed. It's unsealed history.
Yeah. I was speaking to Nat the other day. She said, we live right up down the block from each other. There's no way we should be like, I ain't seen you in a long time.
We're going to work on
that now. Good to see you, girl. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah.
Yes, like that. I like that. Baggage is not a weakness. It's unsealed.
History.
Is it unsealed or unhealed history?
It might be unhealed. Yeah. Yep. Unsealed history. Okay.
Unsealed.
I mean, he hasn't been. Okay.
Oh.
I was thinking unhealed.
Oh. But it could work either or.
Both ways,
That's good.
Yeah.
So now,
what I like about that statement, though, especially in the line of work that I do, sometimes I see a lot of behaviors, a lot of egregious behavior from kids, and some things that they do is not normal. I always tell the parents, something is not right. You need discovery. You can't just tell, hey, Mr. Gerson, can you teach them new skills?
That's the word.
You can't teach them skills on how to. Oh, thank you, bro. You know what? No, I'm gonna talk about that in a second. We need to figure out why is acting that way.
I knew it. Unhealed history.
Okay, but I could use the unsealed.
It could even work though. Yeah.
I need to know why he's acting that way before I could teach him any new skills. I can't just give him skills without the kid doesn't even know why.
You gotta get to the root of the thing.
Right. You have 3 kids, and again, it's a real example. You have 3 kids, and the one is acting this crazy. Something is wrong. What is going on with that one?
Yeah.
That's causing him to be the way that.
Because I feel like a lot of people just kind of say, that's just him.
Yeah.
Right. That's just him. But like, I think we got to start looking deeper into why he is that way, or why you came from the same mommy, same daddy, same household, same upbringing. Yeah. Why did this one go wrong? Where did this one?
And that's where for Nat's comment, we can use the unsealed, because it's been sealed for so long. They don't even know why it is happening. It's unsealed and unhealed.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's super important. And imagine bringing that to someone.
Yeah.
That is so exhausting.
Right.
That is so exhausting.
So someone once said, if you don't heal from what hurt you, you'll bleed on people who didn't cut you.
Ooh, that's a good quote.
If you don't heal from what hurt you, you'll bleed on people who didn't cut you.
Because guess what? That person who made that slash who cut you, they ain't sticking around.
Right.
They're out.
And it's not fair to the person that's trying to be good to you, that's trying to be there to you, because now they get the blood.
Because they literally get the blood. If I cut you right now and dip out, the person that might get bloodied and have to handle all the blood is the paramedic, the person that come in to help.
Yeah.
All right. Wow, that's deep. Yeah. That's good.
Good.
Yeah, the parents are being done out. Yeah.
Wait, she said it's the parents' fault. They act just like the crazy parent. And sometimes it could be the parents' fault, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes there was an outside factor that played into it, and that's why I say parents need to be paying a little bit more attention when they see these things happening with their kids, right?
I work with kids too, Ruthlyn, but a lot of times I'm seeing it goes back to it's nature versus nurture. Right. When you think about that idea in psychology, a lot of time a parent does the right thing. They do what they're supposed to do, but nature, environment impacts the kid.
Yeah.
Right. And so sometimes it's not. I've stepped away from always blaming parents for their kids' behaviors only because of the experience also I've seen, because sometimes it's not the parent.
Unless you have met the parent
Unless
and you
yeah,
realize.
sometimes I'm like, Mr. Gerson, I myself don't even know what to do with this kid. Right?
Right.
And so it's a slippery slope. There's some in between there. Yeah. For example, there's this thing called ACEs, adverse childhood experiences, that kids could be suffering from, and it could be separation. Me and Ann, we are great parents. We love our kid, but I leave the family, right? We break up, and then the kid is impacted. I guess you could blame the parent for leaving, but it's just the trauma of dealing with the separation. So I get I get both sides of the.
I remember when I was teaching fifth grade, y'all. This was my first time teaching fifth grade. When I tell you that was the year I said, why am I even here? And I remember that year I cried every single day. These kids were terrible. And so there's this one girl that I had an issue with in my class, and she was rude. Like when I say rude. And I was like, I'm calling your mom. She's like, so? I call her mom, and I see why she said so, because her mom was just like her. It was like talking to the parent. I was like, okay, I will never do this again. So back to what Ruthlyn is saying. Yes, some parents are just horrible, and you know that this is why the kid is this way. And then there's some parents who are like, they need the help. They don't even know how this kid. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah. So now the question is, how long do you think someone should take to heal after a breakup? How long? Like how long is long enough before entering into another relationship? Is there a time? Is there a time limit?
It might be arbitrary, and it depends on that person's healing process. You know,
we will be there, Auntie, for the church's anniversary.
No!
Stop it.
Is that where we're going?
Yeah.
No!
Sound joking.
I'm kidding. We'll be there. Oh man, Haitian church anniversary, guys. Man, that's right. Be long.
She went to sleep.
No, but she had to put that in there, Rose, real quick. Make sure y'all had the anniversary. I'm looking forward to see you guys. It's been a very long time. I'm excited to see y'all. To see you guys. Right. Not the 7-hour service.
She says it depends on the level of hurt.
Right.
That's a good answer, because it depends on and Puerto Coco said their heart will tell them. Wide eyes. Yeah, not really, right? Because your heart might say I can go back the next day. So we want to make sure. I think it's a case by case scenario, right? Depending on what.
Gonna be there too.
Yay! Based on what, right? Ruthlyn, everyone is different. There are different things that that you have to factor in as far as how long is too long, right? But then
I think I'm ready for a new man. You might be, Rosie.
I mean, and that's the thing, like, because like if you know yourself, if you know the work, because like different people are more invested in themselves and doing the work than other people are. Some people after a breakup will mope and sit in their mopiness, will sit in their loneliness, they'll sit in their rejection, they'll sit in the distrust and all the hurt that they, you know what I'm saying? And they won't do the work to get back up.
Right.
What did Donnie Clerkin say? We fall down.
Wrong example. Too soon.
We fall down, but we get up, right? We don't just stay down. Like we got to get back up. And so if you've done the work, if you've gone through the therapy, if you needed to go through therapy, if you've gone through the self evaluation and the self working on yourself, then who's to say you're not ready, right? You know if you're ready or not. Yeah. Depends on how long, right? It depends on how long the relationship was, right? So now, let's kind of go into why people kind of stay longer than they should, right? We kind of talked about that as far as
we passively spoke on that.
Passively spoke, right, about, you know, there's this fear of starting over, the time that they've invested in it, like, will anybody else want me? Like, I've invested, like, I put my all into this, I spent years, my blood, sweat, and tears, you know, I deserve this. Like, I deserve for you to fix it to be better for me.
Yeah.
And that's what people are thinking. They may not be saying it out loud, right?
I'm making that face because you're right. Because that whole I deserve it, you deserve it because you're putting yourself in that situation, regardless of the red flags. So you can't blame anybody for where you found yourself because you've made up in your mind that in spite of all the red flags, in spite of everything that I'm seeing, because I don't want to be alone. I'm not beating you up, guys. I'm not beating you up. But you really, I mean, people, especially when people have been trying to pull you out.
Yeah. So you actually do deserve it.
You deserve what you're getting. Nobody deserves to be mistreated, but get the spirit I'm saying that in, guys. If you're not getting up to leave, you deserve what you're getting.
Wow.
Right? Sorry, that sounded really cold. That sounded really bad, but I don't know any other way to put it.
And Porter Coco said, I praise God I didn't let anyone hurt me in relationship-wise.
Yeah.
Thank you, God, for that, because there are people who...
Some people never bounce back.
Right. Yeah. Right. Some people are like, I will never... I have a friend of mine who says, like, listen, I will never get married. I don't want it. Yeah. I'm good being alone. I don't want to. If that... Like... Someone they've become so jaded because of past experiences. They don't even think they're like, they don't even want to give any inkling of hope at all.
I like this one. Yes. You're right. You deserve what you accept. Ooh. Not you deserve what you get. You deserve what you accept. That is it.
Can we clock that? You deserve what you expect.
I like that because then it made my statement not as cold because you're accepting it, so you deserve it. Yeah.
And then there are those who are waiting on potential, right? They're waiting for that person to change. But how long is too long? Yeah. How long will you wait for that person to change? Are you willing to wait for the rest of your life?
The revelation of brokenness in the person innocent. Yes, sir. Listen, it's only because of my mother and father that I still believe in love, genuine, unconditional love. I'm glad that's the experience. Right. Yeah, Poppy, your parents they're so cute. You're so cute.
So cute. Yeah, and I love that for us, right, Fafu? Like my when I saw my parents, like that's what made me know what I wanted in a man. Like truly and honestly, my dad was like the bomb.com, and anybody who knew my dad on here, y'all know. And that's what made me know what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? And like having that image, having that picture really gave me a beautiful view of what marriage could be. And so I have friends who don't have that same experience, right? I have a friend who says, listen, if based on what her mom and dad and how they live, based on how they interact in the house, she's like, if that's what it is, I don't want it. Like, yeah, not for me, right? Skip me, Lord. But these new men are queer. I mean, they want to be the mommies. Like, let's talk about that for a second. Can we? Like, no, that's a whole nother topic for itself, right? And so, like, it's a sad case to have your parents be the image of somebody you don't want. But then there's hope, right? Because you have other people that you can look up to. We don't want to just have this one view of what marriage is or it could be based on what's in front of us. Like, let's kind of turn your head a little bit. Like, look around, right? There's more.
And Porter Coco say, folks need to be a little selfish and care for themselves. I avoided those conversations in youth group at church because I was always told I was selfish and dreamy. You're right, because we spoke about this a little bit earlier before when I was talking about prayer about praying, which is great. But we also want to make sure that we are building and creating happy marriages. I think the previous generation before us did a great job in terms of creating long-term marriages. But we can have both. Can we have both? Can we have both a long-term and happy?
Period. We about to do that.
Long-term and happy?
Yes.
We're about to hit 20 in August, y'all.
And guess what? It's long-term.
It's long-term. Wow. Wow. Okay.
I'm so
whatever. I'm canceling that trip. Yeah.
I'm so happy. It's such a beautiful thing. Yeah. So we just wanted to like warn against the dangers of rushing, right? Yeah. The dangers of rushing into relationship. When you move too fast emotionally, you ignore compatibility. When you confuse what you're feeling, because like we said, feelings can get the best of you. They can make you make horrible decisions. It can end you up in places and spaces that you should not be. Right. So we really want to speak against this idea of rushing before preparation.
Right.
Preparation is
goes a long way. Yeah.
Preparation goes a long way. No one knows that they're going to take a test. A very important test, especially a test that you pay for.
Yeah.
And not prepare before going to take that test. So there's this really, we want to really hone in on how important the preparation is. There's a lot of healing that needs to be done. There's a lot of prayer. There's a lot of time talking to God. What do you want for me? Like, do you even want this for me? Do you even want him or her for me? Like bringing these potential people to God and being like, bro, I'm telling you, I pray for this man. I said to God, am I supposed to be with this man? Like, really? Like, can you really, Lord, talk to me today? And I gave God a time limit. I know you're not supposed to do that. But I said, God, I need you to talk to me today about this man. Am I supposed to be with him or not? And when I tell you, God is faithful.
You almost made the biggest mistake of your life. You almost lost me.
God is faithful. That same day, God allowed someone to come to us and tell us that this is what he chose for us. And I believe that God is still speaking today, right? If he did it before, he could do it
again.
Dance with me. If he did it before, he could do it
again. That was like some white boy timing.
She said, I live with my heart first and always. And I think it's good to live with your heart because I think that's me, right? I go with my heart. But like I said from the beginning, Irvin's goes logically. I'm not going to say that word. But I think it creates a really good balance, right? Sometimes you got to go with your heart, right? But at the same time, you have to, you got to think logically and go with what makes sense and not just what you're feeling in the moment. Somebody wants Wilson to elaborate on something that he said. He said, a lot of women just want to be a passenger princess. I mean, if I ain't got to drive, let me take the free ride. Hello. I think that's what he meant, Ruthlyn. But Wilson, if you want to elaborate before we go for tonight. Yeah, y'all, we just want to thank you guys for being here, guys, because being in a relationship, like we said, it should add to your life. It shouldn't rescue you from loneliness, right? It should add to what you already got going on. Like you're not waiting for someone to come and save the day because the day has already been saved. Hello? This is the day that the Lord has made. And we will rejoice. You got to choose to rejoice. You got to choose to be content in all things, right?
Good.
Don't be ganging up on Wilson, y'all. She said, I wasn't going to entertain it.
I like that.
I want to. Ooh. Okay.
Let's do this together.
Wait, Rose says, but it's okay. If you drive, I got the snacks and the GPS. I'm just not going to.
No, you go to sleep. You take a nap. Stop fronting.
He said, I want a co-pilot, not a passenger. I love that. And I think that's what marriage is. That's what relationships is. It's working hand in hand. There's certain things that I can do better than him that I take the charge of. That's a personal conversation. Right? There's certain things that he does better that he takes charge of, but we work hand in hand. We work together. So that's definitely what it is.
I love
with my head. Oh, I'm sorry. Lord, the keyboard. Oh, okay. She said, I love with my okay. That was okay. Thank you for sharing that. All right, y'all. Let's see last comments, and then we'll go. What generation of women are you? Grown women help out. Okay, Fafu said Wilson, but that's what we were called to be. If you look at scripture, we were called to be a helpmate, but we were supposed to be. We supposed to be pretty doing it. Okay. I love y'all.
Bunch of birds.
I love y'all. And then he said, if something happens to me, I need you to land the plane, not just put your seatbelt on. Okay, y'all out here being poetic.
Birds.
Listen, I love it. And guess what? We're all right. Everything everybody is saying is right. We can all. It's all both and. It's a both and type of deal going on here.
This was great,
but yeah, guys, this was a great conversation. Just be self-aware, guys. Make sure you go through the healing and choose wisely. Don't rush into love, because the right relationship grows from preparation and readiness, not desperation. Okay.
So you get so birdie on here.
I be answering. All right. He knows you know how to land a plane.
Wait, is Wilson single?
Wilson, talk to us. Are you single, sir?
Because Rose got a lot of questions, and Rose is single. So we're gonna pop the balloon or find love. What's going on here?
Making clothes and selling clothes and whatnot while the fathers are doing all the training and raising. Are we trying to like do a match here? Yeah. Is that one going on? Let's stop. Guys, once again, we thank you guys so much for women nowadays.
Don't generalize, Wilson. Don't get yourself in trouble. Hey, Rose, Wilson is single. Go talk. Go.
Y'all hit me up in my DM. I'll help out. Go we don't mind being a middleman.
No, we do. You don't. I don't do matchmaking. I don't.
Love matching with the garçons. How about that? Should that be a series? Let me know.
All right, you guys. So this was great. Thank you guys for tuning in. Oh my God, where'd the time go? It's maybe 10 o'clock. It's great. That's a good thing. The time flies when you're having fun. So this was a great conversation, and you guys made it happen. It's the comments that made this so fun, and then we could go on and on. So that being said, we do have an announcement. May the 9th, we are live.
Period.
Not
just live on virtually, in person.
We outside May the 9th. Right, so join us in New Jersey. You're going to be at the Embassy Suite in New Jersey, Parsippany. We have a Love Talks live event. The flyer is going to come out sometime this week. Yeah. Even by tomorrow, we are outside.
Somebody say outside.
Outside. We're excited about it because it's been a while since we've done a live situation. In terms of actually being in person with other people. So it's going to be fun. And we're bringing some guests with us. So be on the lookout for that flyer that's going to be dropping sometime before the weekend.
Yeah. So make sure you guys are following us.
So make sure you're following us on all of our platforms. Love Talk to the Girls. So you guys can get all the information. It's going to be fun.
We're going to take these conversations outside. We need to talk more about love. Let's go.
Yeah. And we will give you guys more information about it. Be on the lookout for that flyer.
So guys, thank you again for joining us. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much for being in the comments. It's really what drives the conversation. Yes. And guys, we want you to know that we learned so much from you. So continue to come back and share because people are being blessed by it.
Correction, matchmaker N, not matchmaker Irvinson N. This comment right here. I don't.
Stephanie said no matchmaking. I'm with Irv.
I can't.
But listen. If holla at me if y'all want this. Love matching with the garçon.
No, with N.
Love match with the garçon.
And with N.
Love match with the garçon. All right, y'all. Have a great night. We'll see you guys next time. Just
We appreciate y'all. Good night.